to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment.
Hey, YouTube family. We are back once again with another Ready to Love review. It is season 10, episode 4. And let me tell you, I actually like this episode a whole lot better. But before we get into it, I did just find out my husband told me that Angie Stone died. I did not know this. So, condolences and rest in peace her and her family. Such a tragic time. Definitely just want to send love to all of her family and friends and, the fans of her music and just of her period. So, yeah, rest in peace, Angie Stone. You guys want to say anything?
She is our black sister, strong sister. There is no one above her. I played a video from Real Reality Gossip, chronicling her life, and I think that this is an important time in our lives because, like I've said, I feel like ever since 2020, the world has been devolving, but also too the world has been evolving because I think we have a space now to understand. Just because we don't hear the pain and what goes on behind the scenes doesn't mean that they still weren't human beings. So it's nice to see that we are being a little more appreciative of not just the artist, not just the artistry rather, but of the person who created the art. So rest in peace to Angie Stone.
Yeah. One thing I like to say about Angie Stone, um, really was a fan of hers and her music, but I'm glad for people to get their. I feel like she emptied her cup. You know what I mean? I really feel like she gave all she had through her music, and even through her charity work she did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we got to witness her, and she was a gift to the world. And rest in peace, and many blessings to her and her family.
Amen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we're definitely going to, just keep everybody in our prayers. But let's go ahead and move on with this episode of Ready to Love. Now, I think we're moving and shaking, y'all. I think we get into it. Like they doing some stuff. This episode was really, really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everybody getting personal. I enjoyed the truth, the openness, the honesty, the, actually diving deep and talking about um the under the surface things.
Yes.
Like there were so many real conversations that I feel expanded beyond just Ready to Love. Like it's like, hey, I'm a person too. I make mistakes. I can't judge you off yours because these are mine. Um, so I feel like this episode really kind of gave everybody a chance to open up and on a different level. And honestly, I can't say that we've really seen that as deep as they all got. I can't say that I really remember seeing that in the last episode or the last seasons of the show with anybody like we did with this episode. But that's me. What do you guys think about it? So like, how did you feel about this episode?
It definitely felt like there was more meat on the ribs this time around. Um, it wasn't riblets from Applebee's. It was like, Uncle Q's, backyard barbecue ribs. You actually had the itis. Watching the episode because you just dug into the episode. There's definitely something to this cast, and I think it took us a minute to get there, but we're here.
Looks like we lost Q, but he'll be back. So starting off, the men started out in the lounge with with you know, Tommy,
Hmm.
and he was letting them know the rules of, you know, of the vault. Listen here, what stays in the vault, what goes on the vault stays in the vault. And they went
Right.
ahead and went through their um what is expected of them in this meetup. Like, okay, with this process, now we're going to get personal. We want you guys to get deep. We want you to show them who you are, and as well as giving them the opportunity to show who they are as well. um and it was where they were to meet up, hey, somewhere personal, whether it's your home, your job, whatever the case is. Get personal and get down to the nitty gritty. And that's exactly what they did. So first we start out right here with Naeem inviting Khalil, Sahara, Deanna, and Fritz. He also invited True, but she ended up coming late. But he invited them to his gym or workout. Okay, I was kind of confused because, okay, so they're working out. He's got the gym kind of downstairs, but he's got like a juice bar at the top. So, you know, he's on his nutritional workout stuff. So that's where he brought them. That was his safe space. That's his personal space, what he likes. So that's where he brought them. And it seems like everybody was having a good time. Everybody was getting to know each other. They was working out. There was no, I mean, you could see people most of the time when you see like a gym scene, they're slacking. But it seemed like everybody was really getting into it. They was really trying to give their all and you know, be into the date and what he was putting out. And it seemed like there was a lot of respect for what he was trying to do, which was very comforting to see. Um, so before we get into all of it, how did you feel about one, him choosing this place as, the meetup spot for all of them? And then we'll get into the conversations that were had, because I want to talk about the conversation with him and True afterwards, and also how much I like the conversation with Deanna and Khalil. I really think that they have a connection. Um, they I'll say this, they could have a connection. I'm not going to say they have one now, but I do see that it's something that could possibly flourish and grow. So, where are you, like, when it comes to the gym scene,
Right.
and just how everybody kind of respectful, being very into what's going on. What do you feel about this first scene right now?
Well, hey Q, hey Solana, welcome in. It's good to have all the gang together. Yes, indeed.
We got us
Fantastic
all
Four,
back. Listen here.
baby.
Listen,
We are all back, right? The
Uh
Fantastic
oh.
Four.
Uh oh.
Uh,
I cannot wait for a come on, guys. It's been too long. I can. It's a pale imitation compared to the original.
Ha.
Oh my lord! But no, I really enjoyed this. Naeem, he seems like a really good dude. He's about being open, honest, and forthright about himself. I think that what happened with him and True. At first, I thought it was a dog carrying a bone into another scene, but as we find out towards the end, Naeem was on his business about that. And then of course you have Deanna. Um, the Deanna's just blessed. What can I say? She could wear gray, she could wear yellow, she could wear black, she could wear brown, any damn thing. She just pops. So her and Khalil connecting was nice. And then of course, damn Sahara and Fritz. Why is she on the show still? Just those are my thoughts as of right now. So
Totally agree, big dog. Totally agree. Um, it's crazy because this scene and this episode to me was kind of like a everything to me was very off, just because you had a lot of different people having connection that you never thought would have had connection. Um, I don't know why in the world Sahara was talking to Jay, not Jay. I forgot the dark skin guy name in this
Fritz.
episode. Prince. I don't know why they were having a conversation. I really don't know why. Big Booty Judy was even at the mixer with night. They just didn't make sense. They just felt like just threw people together in different scenes, and hopefully somebody found a connection. I didn't really see any genuine connections at all this episode at all. But I really felt like I was glad they were open to coming and working out and getting to know each other like that. And I really like hearing Naeem's story the more he talked. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because at first I wasn't really too big of a fan, but the more he starts to open up, you get to really see who he is and how he carries himself and his personality. So I'm rocking with him so far, and I'm always a fan of Judy. I'm a fan of Judy. I'm trying to tell you.
Li- listen, listen. If she don't find no love on the show, hey, can we bring her back for Ray Love Make a Move? Can we please bring her back? Yeah. First pick, one
Please,
of
Lord, I'm
her.
trying to tell you. Ready to love King of Diamonds edition. I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, Ray to Love Poly edition as well, but we'll get to
Mm.
that Poly edition in a little bit. But
Wow,
also
not the
too,
not
well, it was said in the episode, Gigi. What do you want me to do? We keep giving on spinoff shows for free, and they created one in the show. What am I supposed to do? It was in my notes. But also too,
it was in your
Mm.
note. Okay.
it
What
was
do
in
you
my
think,
notes.
Sana? We have not heard from you in forever. What do you
Yes, my
think?
friend.
Please tell us something.
What's going on, Doc?
What's
We
going
got to
on?
hear you. What's going on, Doc?
I don't know. For the life of me, I've been trying to turn on my mic for over 10 minutes.
Welcome, man.
Like,
It's good
I've
to hear
just
you.
You had to blow the dust off
hello.
that thing. You had to blow the dust off the mic.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, like, for real. I actually tried entering earlier. My camera was not turning on. My mic was not coming on. Like, it's just so frustrating. But like I said, the episode. Like, it's been so long that I talked about Ready to Love, but the episode was disjointed. I felt like they just wanted to, I don't know, find connection where there were no connections, to be frank. Some people, it was too obvious that productions put them together and were like, have a conversation. It just did not
Mm.
make sense most of the time. But I think I enjoyed it because of some people left and we had some topics come up. So yeah. But this thing, I think we shouldn't have even had this date happen because none of them liked each other.
No, it didn't seem. I mean, yeah, the connections wasn't there really. And I mean, maybe they're just trying to get everybody together like, hey, so you have an opportunity to talk to everybody, get to know each other. Like, whatever the case is, that's cool. The thing that got me with this one though really was True. Like, I feel like that kind of is what made this scene, was the whole blow up with True. Her coming in late and then coming in hot with the whole, you still, you not call, you didn't call me, you, I haven't talked to you, why haven't you called me? It doesn't matter if I give you a fake number or not. You still, like, the whole way that she was just coming in on Naeem, like, I feel like that was the whole point of this scene. Like, because really,
Yeah,
I mean, what else was there? Like I said, I was confused from the beginning because I didn't like understand. Okay, like I understand you have a juice bar, but you have the gym underneath, which is great. Like, do your thing. And them juices was looking good. Like, I was like, damn, I want one. um but still, it's like, yeah, the matchups weren't right. It seemed like Khalil and Deanna, they could, if they talk more, they possibly could make a connection. But other than that, anybody else, it just, there really was nothing there.
right. And
But
also
when it
Yeah.
too,
comes to
oh
True and
sorry.
Naeem and her attitude, like, I'm glad she got voted off, honestly. Like, I
Yeah,
really am.
same because if you notice, she got up from her conversation with Naeem, went to Khalil and couldn't give her age. Now I know there's the old saying, if you don't ask a woman, your age, but it was a simple question. He wasn't trying to age shame you or throw shade or nothing. He just wanted to get to know you, and you were protective of that. So it's like, okay, well, if you gave a fake number, you can't tell your real age on national television, even though when you in your confessionals, it shows your age. It's like, what are we doing here? It has to
Crazy
be
work.
for a
Crazy
while,
work.
right? It's crazy work. You can't say your age, but yet they're gonna show your age on national television, and you went on national TV.
Like, is that even your real age that you told them? Like, the way she was being so secretive is like, that wasn't even her real age. Like, she's talking after the fact when she's getting voted off. Oh, I'm 35. Girl, you gave it the secrecy like you were 45. Is there something you're not telling us?
I mean,
Like,
maybe she's the Mia Thorne of
I don't.
Philadelphia.
See,
Come on.
initially, come on,
I'm
guys.
sorry. That was the person I thought of.
You can actually see from where she was. I'm going to be. I tried to see from where she was coming from. Because initially I felt like, okay, giving your real phone number as opposed to like a Google number, that's not a fake number. But she gave some people the real numbers. Like if you were really listening to what she was saying, I think she especially did not give him her number. So she was not even interested in him. And then I don't know what's with this season, but everybody keeps saying, "Oh, you didn't call me, you didn't call me." I don't know. Like I've always said, communication is reciprocal. If the person did not call you and you were so interested, what stopped you from calling him? I just get
What?
tired that okay,
Yeah,
you guys
that
are on a
part.
face to other person. So if you are really actively looking for love, I mean you should be very active in pursuing the other sex, right? So it just really gets me that everybody just wants to be picked or wants to be chosen and they are not willing to do any work. This is ready to love. You're not going to get princess treatment if you're not actively pursuing these guys. And it's just like really exhausting.
Yeah, I fully agree with you, Samana. I think what happens on this show is that it's either one or the other given that energy. And if you are being consistent and no one's in there not match the energy, then what are you supposed to do? So I think that's where it is. And like we found out later, True did give a fake phone number. So you actually proved Naeem's point. Um, so it has to be a mutual two-way street. I fully agree with you, but also too, if a person's going down the street and the other person's not coming down the same street, then what's the point?
Right. And then the fact of how she grilled him so much about this number, and this isn't the first time she did it. She did it when they were at the skating ring. You come back again and you do the exact same thing, and you're talking about how he hasn't contacted you. But just like you said, Slana, have you tried to contact him? Yeah, you was in a confessional and was saying how you messaged hello, but is that like there's more to it? Like, don't just want to be pursued, be a pursuer too, because I'm like, when you're in a relationship, and maybe this is just me, yes, we all like being pursued, we definitely do, but I like chasing too. Like on some real stuff, like me and my husband, I will sit there and act like I don't know you just because it's fun. Like, I will listen. I don't know who you are. Stranger danger. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got some candy? Never mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it just has to be that way. But I feel like that's where we're, you know, butting heads a lot, where people butt heads a lot when it comes to finding love in a relationship, because everybody is thinking on this one side of their heart type thing. And it's like, yeah, you want to have somebody fulfill that want that you have, the I want somebody who will just, kiss me on my forehead and love me for me and love me naked and without makeup. That's great and all, but will you love this man if his beard is not done, if his hair is not done, he don't have a fresh cut? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, it's got to be both sided. Like, and when you're starting out and you've got it to where you're given a fake number, how can you sit there and get mad at this man for not calling a number that you know is not real. You knew when you gave him that number that that number was not a real number.
No, exactly right. And
So are
Q,
you doing this to have a problem? So now, like, I don't know. But right
no,
after that, you run
yeah,
to
no,
Khalil,
yes.
and you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you and Khalil are talking,
Hmm.
and you're acting like, oh, I've been interested in you this whole time. I've wanted you this whole time. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like the chemistry's this, that, and the third. Okay, well, here, let's go ahead and get into a deeper conversation because Khalil has shown that he's not surface level. He knows how to talk and communicate. He can have a conversation with you. But he has something as simple as your age and you give him a full runaround? Like,
Yeah,
what?
it gets a little convoluted. And Q, I was about to say, listen, until Gigi sees that Hershey bar and it blasts through her Milky Way, she she carries the energy. I don't know you. I don't know you. Give me a reason to know you. I only joke,
Yeah,
kid,
no.
and laugh,
Excuse you?
know.
You have a puppy? Oh no, I don't even like dogs. I'm allergic. Oh wait, it's a German Shepherd. You know, we can maybe talk about it.
See.
You know,
But I'm gonna tell
I
you,
always
I'm
thought
gonna,
they was cute.
I'm gonna tell you one, I'm gonna tell you one thing. You just turn that down, son. I'm gonna tell you one thing. In this episode, or in general, about how true is, and a lot of times, it puts it put men back in a box.
Mhm.
Okay, this man opened up to her about who he was, his childhood, his kids, you know, talked about him going through therapy. He opened up a very sensitive spot to her, you know what I'm saying, and expressed that to her. And in
Mhm.
return, this is what he gets. So a lot of times, it's kind of like, why am I going to expose myself and show you my vulnerability if this is what I'm going to get? If this is going to be the outcome, you know what I mean? So a lot of time people express themselves and they don't turn out how they wanted to, but she could have at least valued his
Mhm.
space enough, to give him the conversation he need. Um, it could have been easy. I thank you for expressing yourself to who you are to me and everything, but I decided to go another direction. You know what I mean? All that was not warranted. You know what I mean? And being ready to love is not about the long haul of ready to love. It's, are you ready to love now? Are,
Yeah.
is everything lined up for you to love now?
I will agree with you and disagree with you on this point. I
Yeah.
think just because you're ready to love now doesn't mean you have what it takes for the long term. So I think it's a yin and yang to this show. Um, because we've seen couples on this show that have made it, but they've done the work to make it. So I think it's more of a yin and yang. But I do fully agree with you, Q, that you have to be ready to love now. But just because you're ready to love now doesn't mean that you have the soul for the long term.
Yeah, and then also on that too is, it is also, are you ready to love later? Because one, it takes time for that love. Sometimes love can be instant. Yeah, there is a thing of love is for at first sight. There is a thing is, you can just tell. I mean, if you love a person or not. Sometimes you can. Sometimes our emotions get it the best of us, and we fall in love quickly, and it be the wrong person. It happens. But when it does come, especially to this show, this is the process and this is the time to show if you are even capable of loving in the future. Because what you're putting out now shows how you're going to be. Because a lot of times, people, especially when you're not used to being in front of a camera, it's hard for you to switch up who you are. Some people can bring the representative real good because that's just who they are naturally. They know how to pretend. So that's what they do their whole life is they pretend. But a lot of times, who you are is going to come out. But when you're showing that this is who you are, and just like, I mean, I don't want to jump ahead of ahead of it, but even during elimination, Khalil's trying to tell her, like, hey, this is what some of the guys feel, and you know, should I have to ask you more than once? And she's like, no, no, or two, or because she was saying, well, you never asked me. Well, clearly we seen that he asked her age. He
Correct.
asked, and you didn't want to answer. So she kept saying, well, you should have just asked. He said, I did ask. I shouldn't have to ask 2 or 3 times. And she goes, oh, you don't, but he did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, showing who you are now shows who you'll be in the future. Does that mean you're not ready to love? No, not at all. But it just shows that, hey, you might not be the type of person that I want to have that love with. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like I when she first came in, I was like, hey, she might actually be good. But then the way she was grilling off top, I said, oh, this gonna be a problem. That you could already tell it. But yeah, just the way that she came in hot with that date, and then how, she just kind of danced around the whole question of her age, just it said a lot. And with a name like Truth, it's so funny because they was like, where's the truth? You can't find the truth in truth.
Couldn't
Yep,
find
that
it
was
at all.
Naeem who said that. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell
So
you,
moving
I'm
on.
gonna
Oh
tell you
no, go
one more.
ahead.
I'm gonna tell you one more thing about when you're ready to love. Ready to love is also dealing with rejection. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Ready to love is also
Yeah.
dealing with rejection. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So you can be in a space ready to love, but somebody might not be in a space to love you back. Or you might not find that connection with that person. But sitting here saying, okay, that didn't work. Let me move my energy elsewhere. Like old girl was saying, not to get ahead of ourselves. She was on the date. What's her name? Very, very pretty spirit. She was on the date with the bald head guy.
oh, you mean
Ah,
Rose and Cam?
Oh, Rose.
Rose.
Yeah.
Rose said, even through all of my past relationship, I still move forward. You know what I mean? So pretty much what she's saying is I learned and I'm moving forward. You know what I'm saying? In true situation, n- giving this man a fake number and giving him through the ringer when he's opening up saying, I'm ready to love and I'm trying to find that with you and you playing with me. You know what I'm saying? That's how
Right.
people create enemies. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
that shade at the table was so unnecessary because
so unnecessary.
you admitted to giving him a fake phone number on national television, and that will be utilized at the reunion. You do
so
realize that, right? But okay.
so unnecessary. You know what I mean? I rather and then you talking about, well, I text you. Well, you text me back. And then this whole back and forth banter about texting me and this and that. And he finally called her and right there to show her, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, you wasn't even there really trying to figure out what was going on. You had already decided, that wasn't for you. But you
Correct.
could have expressed that. You know what I'm saying? You 35 years old, you look like you're 45 and you're acting like you're 21. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Dang.
So I'm like, I
No,
mean,
listen, I feel you though.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely feel that. And it's just, yeah, it's crazy how she acted through the whole thing. But we gonna move on to Sahara and Fritz.
Do we
Now,
have
I
to?
think it was Q. I think it was you who said that you don't even know why she even, they was even talking. Like, because the way that she was coming, as if evidently they communicate outside. There was some texting going on. And he hit her up with the "Hey friend." He friend zoned her. She didn't like it. She wanted to, express the fact that, I guess, how it could be misleading, or how, you know what I'm saying? Not even misleading, but what she expects when it comes to a text and what kind of text messages she would like to get, which is more, instead of along the homie text, she
Right.
wants to get the uh hey boo, hey babe, you know what I'm saying? Miss
Well,
you text.
well, this is the thing. I've heard this before, and yeah, and you two can let me know because both of y'all have been in longer relationships. Don't expect wifey benefits if you're no how can don't expect wifey benefits if you're at girlfriend level. I know I'm kind of paraphrasing it, but I think y'all get what I'm saying. Of It's not even reasonable for you to get those text messages if you're not even giving that energy to me.
Agreed. Agreed. You know what I'm saying? Then you can be given that energy, but if it's not accepted, you know what I'm saying?
That part.
You know what I mean? I feel like I know I don't put myself in a position and I've been on both sides of the spectrum. And if it's not receptive, it's just not receptive. It's just not there. It's just not there. And in this scene here, like they would just try to force something. You know what I mean? For this man to give you the multiple texts, multiple the next day text you the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? Then friends on you, and then you looking for more. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like they're communicating, but sometimes people just might be texting. Also, we got to remember to stay on the show. You know what I mean? So he might be trying to feed her with a long spoon just to stay relevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go ahead, because I'm looking for my oh, here it is here. Sahara said that you gave me 3 different text messages. Is it, copy and paste energy? And then Fritz said that she is excessive, loud, rambunctious, a lot, but authentic, raw, and unfiltered. Now I'm just like, sir, that's like you trying to say that you have vanilla and chocolate where you could just call it a swirl. Like, just call it for what it is. That you don't know. No, 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 no. You it's almost like what Dr. Phil said one time. He said, when you say but, it negates everything else that you just said. So you got out what you really wanted to say and then soften the blow with authentic, raw, unfiltered.
Yeah, it's like
That
for
part.
all
That part.
for every 3 bad things, say 2 good things. It's like, okay, I can do that. But I mean, one, this matchup was never, I feel like, going to be a matchup, especially with the way Fritz is, period. And that is something we've seen with Sahara, though, is that she has been too much and over the top and gives the homie vibes. That has been the feedback that she has been given from day one. Like, this isn't something new. And I don't feel like everyone deserves love. They absolutely do. And I do not feel like this is the first time that she has heard or been put in the homie zone. That is probably why, it's something that probably hurts. And that's why she feels the way she does. Because she's like, yo, I'm just giving you me. I'm showing you who I am.
If she stays
It
on the
just may
show,
come off over the top.
right? If she stays on the show, can y'all imagine her ex coming onto the show?
Crazy
No.
work. Crazy work.
No.
No, I didn't. You know why? Because he probably in jail right now. You know what I'm saying? He probably locked up, right? He probably locked up. Probably domestic violence dealing with her or something. I'm trying to tell you. I think a lot of people see her red flags. You know what I'm saying? Like Sahara seemed like one of those type of people. And Sahara, if you out there, don't get me wrong. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
from the show and what the show has what the show has
Showcase.
edited you or showcase. I like that. I like that. What they have
No problem.
showcase, like you will be a problem in a relationship, because you're gonna come with a lot. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have your way, how you gonna respond? You know what I mean? If things don't go your way, how are you gonna respond? You might love hard, but on the back end of that, you know what I'm saying, there's other character choices gonna come with that relationship. And I don't see no peace coming from it. I just see a headache.
Yeah, no, I agree. In the words of Kiana, that red flag is not looking like Six Flags to me. Kiana, if you are hearing this show, you ought to get that as merchandise. Okay, listen.
Yeah. And you know something, and just to go off to what you said, Q, about the fact of her not getting love like she wants, like, her going off. Sometimes, and I've seen this being a woman, I've seen this. Hell, I might even have felt this way before. But sometimes we feel that we should be getting the same kind of love that someone else is getting or what we see someone else get, right? Now it could be a circumstance of, well, one, the person that we're with is not the person that other person's with. So they're not people show love differently. And sometimes the love that a person gives you might not be exactly the same. That's just their way of showing it. So when you're getting upset because this person's not, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Fritz, even if he was attracted to her, maybe he's like, hey, I want to be friends with my, my woman. I want to be able to, text her, hey, big head, because you know what I'm saying? Or what's up, chicken wing? You know what I'm saying? Anything. And she'd be like, don't call me that. Like, it's only this or this, and that's that. Like, sometimes people just, they want a certain kind of love, or they want a love like they see someone else have, and that's not what they're going to get. And I feel like that could be another thing with her too, is because she gives off that homie vibe, and just how people say that she's too much, or she's this or she's that. She feels like, you know what I'm saying, people aren't loving her the way that she sees others being loved, because she's not those type of people. So that could be a big thing, which I know that's a lot, but still, this matchup, of course, was not going to work. Don't understand even the communication part, but just like you said, it could just be the fact of, hey, we're just trying to stay on the
Gigi,
show and get it ready. Huh?
Gigi, I don't even know how they got each other number.
Well, when was the conversation at where it was like, hey, we connected up to exchange numbers? Like,
I don't see how they got each other number.
I must have missed that in the on the floor of the editing room of Ready to Love. Not that I was ever in that room, but something had to be missed on the floor for that to be picked up and put on TV. Because we need some. Can we get a digital exclusive on YouTube on how that connection happened? Please, thank you, because I'm not getting.
Listen, what's so crazy is it's normally around this time, episode 4, when the cast want to start going crazy and start posting on social media and airing out their shit. So if that's what happens, we would just like to know how the whole number trade-off came about. You know,
we need some context.
Yeah, right. Please, we need that. So moving on, we got Deanna and Khalil. They're sitting there talking, having a good conversation. To where, I mean, that's why I said with them, I feel like if it came to anybody in that scene having a connection, I feel like their conversation could lead to them actually talking more and possibly building something, just because it did seem like they were more authentic and more compatible, or even attracted to each other in a way to make something out of, what came about. And I know y'all love that picture, so go ahead and what?
Why are there 4 drinks on the table?
Well, aren't there was 4 other people, so maybe they sitting there, or I don't know, maybe they was doing drink testing. Who knows?
Well,
that's what. Hold on.
That was a great observation.
Wait a minute. Yeah. I'm surprised, because out of everything in this picture, that's what you noticed first.
I mean, I was trying to be respectful, okay. Stuff. And since you let us have it, I mean, that's just look at the tie-dye masterpiece on this woman. I mean, the tie-dye is matching her hair. Do y'all not see the coordination of her hair, her shirt, and the dog? And what's holding the dog, ladies and gentlemen.
And the nerve of her. And the nerve of her. It had that thigh tattoo. And the nerve of her. It had that thigh tattoo.
From Jesus.
I really like Deanna, and I hope that she finds, someone. I hope she finds her person.
Okay, wait a minute. Thank you. I thought she was like, all right, that's all the time y'all get. Y'all doing too damn. He pulled that photo down.
I really hope she finds her person, because listen, I like Deanna. I really do. Like, we gonna keep okay, girl. Listen. And honestly, like I said, when it comes to it, her and Khalil, I could see something come out of that. Out of all of the guys on the show, if it was like, okay, today's the end of the show, who do you think she could actually be with, or who do you think she's compatible with? Honestly, it would be Khalil.
Yeah, I would agree.
So like I like the chemistry that they had. I like the fact that they can have a conversation that, both of them have great smiles and personalities, and their passions and what they do, I feel like could definitely benefit each other. And I listen, I know he would love to be the man that's behind her for life. And listen, I'm talking like this. I'm have her back. Y'all listen, get your mind away. I'm talking.
Listen, that's not the only thing he's gonna be having, GG, if he gets well. I'm just saying. You know what? You
Man.
know what? You know what, nephew Tommy? One of the challenges should be a fire simulation, and let's see how each contestant does mentally. And Deanna does what she does. I think that will be a great challenge. I really think that would be wonderful. We get to honor these great first responders. We get to see them emotionally bankrupt, and we also get to see some actual heat on the show. Don't y'all think that would be a wonderful challenge?
Bring the black bachelor and bachelorette to own, and put Deanna as one of them.
That'd be crazy work. That'd be crazy work. That to tell you the truth, if they did a black bachelorette, that would
Mm-hmm.
that might beat out Ready to Love.
Yeah, yeah. And I think there's a space for it, honestly, because they've done Ready to Love for so long that I think they could do Ready to Love one choice where it's just one person, and the spinoffs for this universe is absolutely bonkers. I do know that, be honest, the Bachelorette, Gigi and Slime gonna have to tell the producers, okay, so y'all know Braylon and Q are gonna talk to Dion for like at least 10 minutes at the top of the show. Right? First of all, we're just talking to her to let her know that we are two black men that are highly educated, intelligent, and caring to a black sister needs of what she's trying to look for. And then we'll let y'all be in sisterhood right after.
It will be so. See, I like Deanna a lot. You know what I'm saying? Very attractive, well spoken. Got a personality to her. She keeps up with herself. But I really don't. The big swole dude, I really don't see her and him working out. You know what I mean? He seems a little immature at times.
You mean Khalil?
Not Khalil. Hispanic dude, kind of muscular.
Oh, Cisco.
Yeah, I don't see that working.
Cisco, yeah.
I don't see that working. But I know they had a little interaction episode before. But I like Khalil though. You know what I'm saying? He good vibes, well
Khalil
spoken.
seems like a solid one.
Yeah, uses words the way they should be used.
Absolutely.
So I'm a fan of his.
No, for sure. Stay tuned reviews. So you just want to ride it, jump on it. That's what you want to do. Well, you want to use some genuine energy, that same OG energy. And hey, make sure you got the highest pressure for that hose, because Lord Jesus, that's a fire donk, not a house. That's a fire donk. Understand? Listen, you gotta make sure your fire hydrant is on the right PSI pressure. Yes, indeed. So otherwise she'll break your fire hydrant. But that's neither here nor there. We can just roll on. I just like
let's go ahead. We're gonna truck on over. We're gonna truck on over to Cameron's spot. And he invited Tay, Rocky, and Hussein over for some drinks, and they're playing a game. Called was it called? Let's Get Personal, or
Let's Get Personal, I think.
Okay, so I think that's what it's called, which actually sounds like a really great game. And it starts very interesting off top, which I feel like was a great opener. It was. Hussein picked first, and his question was, where do you like to be kissed?
Mm-hmm.
And his answer was, hey, he likes to be kissed on his neck, and then right there, above his waistline, his little belt line. Which kind of set the tone for.
Not you pausing as you say it.
Any hymns.
She didn't think I was gonna catch that, huh? Just like Solana was on that
But
one person all season on Red Love Make a Move, and we were like, really? You still riding for this mother ucker? I believe that maybe he just need to figure, but he ain't figuring a damn thing out. Braylon, he is a black man.
yeah, no, it's not the case. No, necessarily, like him. It's just the fact that hey, that was the opening of the game, and I mean, listen.
But how the game's supposed to go is everybody should.
I will say it over, and I don't care. Y'all can say whatever, but my man, honey, he likes to be kissed in places too. And I was like, it tickles. Like, listen, I love it.
Wait a minute. So basically, what that indicates. Listen, so look, Pop ish. Listen, basically, what that indicates to me, Q, is that as they were watching the episode, hey, you know what? I'm going to do a review. I need to test you for quality and assurance purposes, so I can give the most quality commentary on this live today. That's what that indicates to me, Q, with that choke in her throat. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Listen, it's Saturday night. We need to talk about it.
Hey, Brace, did I get it right that time?
that part right there.
Did I get it right?
Wait a second. I don't remember this fact. Hold on.
And you see, she did not a damn thing I said. She didn't say, Bray.
Listen, I done already told you. I will sit in here and pretend like he didn't. Mr. Bagala. Oh, Mr. Bagala. How'd you get in here? Oh, you ticklish? Oh, anyways, listen, guys, we're not doing that.
Okay.
Anywho, so it goes to Tay. Tay has the question of basically what is something that happened in your life that basically changed affected you in a way that changed you, that
a significant life changing moment, I think.
Yeah. So do you remember what she said, Braylon? Like, I mean, her being able to have her business and stuff, but
yeah. So I think for Tay, I think it was the fact that she graduated college. And then for Rocky, this was very revealing of the fact that, she was, she lost her job and she sold drugs.
And that was true. When she said that was so much respect, because that was one, she did not have to go that deep. And also for her to be honest and say, hey, listen, Tay, yours was very positive, but mine, on the other hand, it was more of a negative effect, but it actually changed me in a positive way. So, yeah.
And the fact that Tay was supportive of like, no, that's okay. Because sometimes a low moment can be impactful. The fact that there was no judgment there too. To see two, grown Black women support each other like that too. And it was just a supportive environment. That was a vibe.
Yeah, and then also the fact that Cameron was able to express the fact that, hey, I've suffered from depression. I was in a low place. I was on, government assistance and, didn't have anything. And I realized that I had to change my life. Something had to change. And I did what was necessary to make those changes in order for me to be where I am now. For him to actually even be able to express and talk about being depressed, I feel like was something very good, because sometimes, and he even expressed like, hey, sometimes I felt like I did not even want to live anymore. Yeah. And Hussein agreed with that. He said, that feeling of, not being worthy. And I feel like that's something that goes on a lot, especially in the Black community, and Black men aren't able to express that. So to have them be able to express that and have each other to agree with each other, like, yeah, I understand that because I've been through that as well. That I feel like was a powerful part of this scene. People might not have took it that way, but for me, I really, really loved the fact that they could come together as black men, and Tay and Rocky come together as black women, and then come together as a culture and say, hey, we understand that we're all going through something and we accept each other. Tay gave Cameron a hug and even thanked him for expressing himself. Um, like that's I really did like this whole scene, but what else do you feel about it?
And not to mention too, Cam also talked about he wanted to stay here for his niece, um, which I think that goes to show, um, because some people feel like, it takes a woman to change a man. Now, sometimes it takes you caring about responsibility for you to be a man. And so the fact that he wanted to stay for his niece to recognize that he can still be a resource to somebody, um, I thought that was so profound itself. And I know that D and Cam, didn't have the greatest first meeting, but I appreciate that Cam, allowed himself to let go a little bit. And it goes to show that he's not just, a firefighter, that there's more to him. Um, you know what I mean? So,
This is another scene on this show where a bunch of people they just threw together. Nobody I really seen had a true connection with anybody. Again, I mean, I like the vulnerability and everything that everybody was showing, especially Cam. Um, Also, um, the girl with the it's her name Rocky.
yes.
I like Rocky. I like her vulnerability. Her story's dope. You know what I'm saying? Do I feel like her love is there? It's kind of hard to say. Um, Tay, I'm a big fan of Tay. Attractive girl, very
Mhm.
attractive. Easy
Yep.
on the eyes, easy to talk to, and it was a very. I felt like it was a needed portion of the show. You know what I mean? To
Amen.
show everybody a side of them they never seen, and also express it. Sometimes you don't want to express yourself in certain areas because it wouldn't be receptive and you don't feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But I
Right.
really feel like, amongst themselves, they feel comfortable, they feel open. And I really feel like this is a part of being ready to love. This is a
Absolutely.
part of being ready to love. Like one thing about dating is you can be put in so many different scenarios and scenes, you know what I'm saying? I even outside of ready to love, you know what I'm saying? Really trying to find out what works for you and who works for you. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you're gonna be in the spaces where it's like a kickback and you just chilling out, you just hanging out, chilling, and you might spark up a conversation that might last a little longer than you would like, or
Mhm.
last long term. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like this scene.
Yeah, again, I mean, I do agree with you, Hugh. Like, I don't feel like there was connections um in this scene, or anybody was really like, I don't know. It seemed like there was a relationship type connection with any of them, but the fact that, like, they were able to come together how they were, that's what I feel made the scene, and them getting deep into what was going on, really, really respectful. Like, I that scene was put there just to kind of have those conversations, but I don't feel like it was there to find each other's connections. So, moving on to Cameron and Rose's date. I
Yep.
like the fact of how when she walked in and saw him, like, the smile on her face was so big.
Mhm.
She could not, the entire date, it seemed like she just could not stop smiling. And he was smiling back at her. If it came to a connection or anything, I would say it would be those two. If you want to say that a connection, the way that that was played out or shown, that would be, that's where the connection is.
Yeah.
What do y'all think, though?
No, I fully agree. On the date, I think she had scallops, Rose had scallops, and Cam had oysters. And I love how, Rose uses information as flirting because when she said oysters are aphrodisiac, and he said, "How would you know that?" I'm like, "Sir, um, she knows that because
Right.
she
And
knows
she
that
said what
they
she said she likes learning or she likes to read or something. She said, which
exactly,
yeah,
and
that's what I'm
you
saying. The
know that because
flirtation,
you know,
the way she smiled. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I thought it was very honest and true, and the spirituality versus God conversation. I can tell that it could have been tense, but Cam respected her, um, which I do appreciate that. I think over time, though, it's one thing to respect somebody; it's another thing to embrace somebody. And I think that may be a conflict later on down the line. And stay tuned. Reviews said, as scrumptious as D is, Rose would make me go broke in less than a week. I feel you because her energy seems to be of wifey energy. And then Cam, what you said at the end, bro. I'm like, listen, I know I make puns, you know what I mean, on this panel, but you was blunt with it, bro. I'm like, okay. All right then. Okay.
You got you have certain women, certain men, and you have certain women who will pull the better out of you,
Yes.
who will pull the responsible side of you out. You know, you have certain women and certain guys that will pull out certain sides of you that be conducive for a relationship, or they'll make you think like, I could do this, you know, I could be there, but what that will looks like, can you make the sacrifices to maintain that? You know what I'm saying? So with Rose, she's such a jewel and such a gem that he's attracted to that. You know what I'm saying? She gives off, you know, very motherly, very comforting energy. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, very protective energy. You know what I mean? So will he understand it first off? You know what I'm saying? Okay, this is why I like this one. You know what I'm saying? Then can you be the man that you would need to be to maintain her? You know what I'm saying? So the
Mm-hmm.
connection is there. I can see it. But does he have what it takes to maintain that connection with her?
I see what you're saying. I truly do because I do think, having it's one thing to have the it's one thing to have the mental of being interested in somebody. It's another thing to have the soul of loving somebody. So I fully see what you're saying.
Exactly.
You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So no, I fully agree with you. And I don't know if we can say the medical term that Cam said about how oysters look, but he was blunt with it. I'm like, and they actually allowed that on the Oprah Winfrey Network. I'm like, damn. I guess I only imagine when they were in like, wait, rewind that back. But he actually
Yeah.
said that.
He's exactly. I'll be like, wow. Wow.
Stay tuned, reviews. I love you, brother. He says Rose is a classy freak. I would propose to her on the first day and put her on my insurance for good measure.
Wow.
That was a way of telling a man something without telling him something.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
That part.
You know what I
That
mean?
part
That
right
was
there.
a
Yes,
classy
indeed.
way of sitting here saying, you know what I mean, this is this. Let me slide that in here, but don't open that note just yet. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I said I feel like them two definitely have a connection because she can bring certain things out in him that
Yes.
other women have not been able to, at least that we have seen. And I feel like she has a naturalness about her. So just she was naturally being herself, but I feel like he also was bringing some things out in her that maybe she's been hiding for a little while.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
moving on, and as y'all can see, we're definitely not going in any certain order. We're, just kind of talking about different scenes. But Fritz ends up throwing like a little pool party barbecue.
Yeah, that was about.
And yeah, so it was him, Coley, Angie, what is the other guy's name? Eddie. Um,
Cisco.
yeah, Cisco, and I believe and Shanice.
Shanice.
Yeah, and Tay was there, or yeah, Tay. Not Tay. What is her name? Kiara.
Mm-hmm. And Naeem.
Yes. So they're all at the pool party. They're having a good time. They're making burgers and hot dogs, and there's a conversation. Fritz and Coley have a conversation where, they're talking about what each other wants, and Fritz basically asked her, he said, where are we right now? Like, what are we?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I feel like it's too soon to be asking that, because when have y'all really had a conversation or like communicated? So
yeah,
I feel like y'all are still in the beginning.
discovery
like,
phase,
what do you mean? Yeah, like, but I feel like she was just as confused too.
Fritz all over the place too.
Yeah.
I mean, Fritz being on the Fritz. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all. It was right there, like Maria and Grand Maria. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, Fritz is on the yeah.
Take the bait, baby. Take the bait.
Oh Lord. But no, it was interesting because when Coley said that, I saw that you liked hashtags about Polly. I love how Fritz owned it, because you do have, curiosities outside of experiences, right? And I liked how he said, I like NASA stuff, but I haven't went to space. I like chefs, but I like cooking, or whatever, but I've never.
Yeah, he said, but I can't cook.
You're right. No, go ahead,
Which,
Gigi.
yeah, because he surely did say that. He said, "Yeah, I follow NASA, not going to space." Which is understandable. And then it's like, I don't know. Was it that she was snooping and doing? Okay, y'all as guys, do y'all feel like she was snooping and doing too much? Because Stay Tuned said basically she solved the case like Olivia Benson from Law and Order and SVU. She snooped, assumed, and asked clarifying questions. Run, Forrest, run. Do y'all feel like she snooped?
Nah,
Do you feel like she's snooping? Do you feel like she was doing her due diligence? Like she's trying to get to know this man, and she's saying like, "Yo, I see that you're, what I'm saying, following this type of hashtag. Does that mean that that's something that you like?" Or and he honestly said, "Listen, I'm just curious." Like, he's curious about it, which still could mean like, hey, that might be something he would later want to pursue or try, because he's not done it. He wants to know more about it. There's really nothing like wrong about it. But if that's not your lifestyle, that's not. And that's what she said. Listen, I'm looking for a monogamous relationship. I'm not looking for that type of lifestyle. So again, is she snooping, or do you feel like no, she was within her rights to do it?
She well within her rights to do that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you're dating somebody, you might change social media, or you might look through the social media, and if something might stick out. You know what I'm saying? Because the only thing you're doing is really grabbing down, understand somebody even more. You know what I mean? But sometimes when you make assumptions, guess what you do? You make an ass out yourself. So you got to find the best way to go about doing things. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Not at all, because it's a tool. You know what I'm saying? You got a LinkedIn. You know, an employer look at your LinkedIn. So I don't think she did anything wrong. You know what I mean? But she could have been more tactful in doing it.
Yeah, I think so as well. Because listen, I like Disney, but I've never been to Disney World, Disneyland. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I think there's right, exactly. I think there's always a way to be respectfully curious, right? Now if I was Fritz, I'd be like, hang on, you know what? I'll be right back. You know what? You're all right. You are absolutely right. I am into poly, but I'm into this Polynesian sauce though. This Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A. Tell you something. My whole mouth, it's a combustion when I get into this poly. Like I would have played it off that way. I know that could have been controversial. Like, did you really bring out Polynesian sauce in the middle of this conference? Did you wait? Did you go in the house to go get Polynesian sauce, and then you got burgers and hot dogs and then sat that back down with her? Yes, I would have. That is extra. I know, but that's the way I would have played it off. Like, if you believe it, let me give you something to believe it. But to each their own too.
Yeah, well, they definitely wasn't a connection. So, I mean, still, once again, where was the conversations beforehand? Like, I would not have even put them together on a date to even try to match that up because I just don't see that.
You know how you'll have like your top and your bottom, and then sometimes you're kind of filtering through who's your one, who's your two. I don't see that at all. I see people who have one connection and everything else is just trying to filter through, you know what I'm saying? Just to
Yeah.
see who's going to stay on the show. Eddie and Angie, I don't know why Eddie's 31, Angie's 40. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's the same thing that happened with um Babe, can you get my fish? What's my man name?
With auntie and cousin.
Yeah, that whole situation right there. You know what I mean?
Oh,
She 40 something. I think he was 32, 33. And I just didn't see the longevity in
right.
that connection. You know what I mean? But this the thing about it is, Angie's ready for love now. You know what I mean? She's ready for a connection now.
Yeah.
I don't know if Eddie really is there now, unless Eddie just there just to see if he can find a connection. You know what I'm saying? And I think his movement's gonna be a little slower, but Angie's ready for it now. You know what I'm saying? A connection might be there, but I don't know if it will stand the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it'll stand the time.
No, I feel what you're saying. I will say this though. Eddie was very um on point with what he knows about Angie and that he liked the wifey quality. So I mean, at least he's able to point that out. What I mean, unlike the cousin who could make a decision on which woman he wanted to love on. I'm sorry. But
Yeah.
no, I think Angie really does have a good heart. She seems to be the wifey that can be the homie, but you still want her to be more than the homie. I feel that she's a total package. And by the way, I see you, Angie. I see you though. Okay. That tattoo is very nice. I just wanted to give
I see a
compliments.
little cheek. I see a little cheek out there. A little cheek.
You're silly.
But I
But
like
yeah,
Angie vibe though. Her
feel
vibe is amazing. Like
Yes.
she has a
yeah, I
very
definitely
good
like
vibe.
Angie, and I kind of like Angie and Eddie together. I kind of do see that they could have a connection, but also, like you said, Angie's ready for love now, and I feel like she is showing, just like he said, yo, me being on this grill and her coming out helping me is showing her wifey qualities, and it made me look at her differently. That's because she knows how to be a wife, and for her doing something so natural that is just that's just who she is. For him to say, hey, for you to even do that right there just makes me look at you different, and she's like, yo, I accept that, you know what I'm saying? Which it is definitely nice for him to acknowledge, like, hey, thanks for the help, one, and I also see that is something that means something to me.
Yeah.
So for him to want to express something that he likes to her that she's doing is definitely a huge thing, because a lot of times that even goes, it's just the little things. When you acknowledge the little things, they can go so far. Um, Now, like I said, I could see a connection with them. And it actually, I honestly think they would be cute and good together. I think it's something that definitely could last. I feel like he could learn from her. And even though he's younger, she can learn from him as well. Um, but I do have the concern because of the age gap.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if she has kids, if he wants kids. You know, she's getting older. Nothing saying that she can't, because, you know, women's out here having them every day, even at the old ages now.
Yes.
But, you know, I just do feel like if her person's here on the show, I really hope she finds it, because, and even if she doesn't, she's ready now. And whoever is lucky enough to be with her, I hope that they truly, truly embrace her, hold on to her, and love her the way that she needs to, because you could tell she's rare. Like, I don't know, it's something about Angie that I really, really like.
Oh no, for sure. And we also have to remember too, Q, Gigi, Solana, everybody, that when she was at that double date with Coley and Wayne and Eddie, that she said her first marriage, everything was taken care of for her. And she does not want that. She wants to be able to give to someone. And I thought that was a very astute point that she said. So I think her receiving that from Eddie was complimentary to what she said on that episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So also, because I'm not sure if I have the slides for it, but at the pool party, I think it was Cisco and Shanice that was talking.
Yes.
Okay. So he said basically, just like seeing her open up made him look at her differently. Also, Fritz was looking at her differently. They jumped in the pool together. Shanice and was on his shoulders while Angie was on Eddie's shoulders. They were playing around in the pool. Everybody else is getting in. They're having fun. Like, it seems like it's a whole vibe. Everything is going good. And then there's a moment in the kitchen with Tay, which, let me see real quick if I have that, which I don't think that slide is there. Okay, no. So there's the conversation in the kitchen with everybody there, and
That wasn't Tay. That was the girl Jay was
Kiara.
talking to.
I'm sorry, not Tay.
Kiara.
Yeah. I think that's her name is Kiara, because she reminds me of Kiara.
Yes.
But they're all in the kitchen, and I believe it was Shanice who was speaking and saying that, hey, like, we want to get to know you more, and kind of want you to open up, because she's like, I don't really know anything about you, which is like, you're really there for the men, but hey, I understand. So she opens up, Kiara opens up about, her relationships and how she was dating someone, or her past relationship. She was with someone, which is the father of her two children. He was a pro boxer.
Yes.
And also that she tried to get away. He was cheating. She tried to get away, but she ended up taking him back. And then he ended up doing something that caused him to go to jail for a long time. And he's going to be getting out soon. So she also expressed the fact that she felt that him going to jail, she felt like was a sign from God telling her, like, hey, this is your chance to get away. You didn't or couldn't get away from the situation by yourself. So I'm going to help you get away from the situation.
Correct.
So, and I guess it had been 6 years. So she's been basically, I guess, single or looking or just single in that time, but she's still, she's looking for love. She feels like she's ready. That's why she's chosen to be in this process, because she feels like now she is ready to find love, because she doesn't want to go back to her baby daddy and what she was dealing with before.
Right.
How do like what do y'all feel about that? And you guys make sure that you let us know in the chat, like, what do you feel about it? Stay tuned says baby daddy drama, run Forrest run. What do y'all think?
Well, I'll say this. I mean, that is one take for sure. Stay tuned reviews. I think that's a normal take, but I think also too, what I'm appreciating about this season is that people are really seeming to owning their truth fully. And for her to say all that, right, and that he was incarcerated and all that type of stuff. I think it went to show her vulnerability, which we're seeing a lot of this season. I'm really here for it. And Naeem also appreciated of the fact that, she is going through all that, but still is this beautiful, this soulful, this down to earth. I think when you are able to own your truth and you're not saying it to just you're not saying it to get sympathy, but you're saying it because that your humanity. I think that's a very attractive thing.
I think it almost could be not a red flag. I'm gonna say a pink flag, because you just don't know how that's gonna look whenever he get out of jail. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I can
So,
see.
you know what I mean? It's you will hope for the best and plan for the best. But once he gets out of jail, you don't know if those feelings gonna come back. You don't know how he's gonna deal with it. It's a lot to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So you can date her, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And you might fall in love with her. It might go both ways. But when she see that ex, you know what I mean? Hopefully it'll be smooth transition. Or hopefully he's grown and can respect the boundaries she set. But having to be there to figure that part out, it might have its challenges, you know what I'm saying? So I can see why some guys are like, I see what you bring to the table, but I'm not ready to deal with that just yet.
Right.
Well, with that would come from her basically setting that boundary while he's already locked up. So that would have to be something where he knows, like, hey, it was already set before, getting out, that we're not going to be together because we haven't been together in this time, or we've had the conversation that she's, you know, she has moved on. But I don't know. It it could be it definitely could be confusing. It definitely could be, because we don't know they've been together since they were in high school. Um she's still pretty young, so it's at least 10 years, we'll say. They do have children. And sometimes when you have like a sudden departure like that, you feel like you need that closure. And once you start feeling like that, you start putting yourself in situations to where now you got to be around them. Now you have to talk to them. Now they're talking to you in ways that they used to. It's starting to bring up feelings and things come back. Is it like that? Have boundaries been set already? Or have, yeah, it's touchy. It really would be. As a single mom, I'm not going to say like, hey, yeah, just run. But sometimes I can understand men having that thought process of like, hey, if your baby daddy gets out of jail, like, it's different if he's out and free and y'all just aren't together, compared to him being locked up, and then that's kind of type thing. So yeah, that's touchy. That's touchy. So this is another, I feel like, pointless date, because where I thought that Kiara and Jay had the connection, that's where they was. But this day with him and Coley, to me, just seemed off.
I mean, there's not Top Golf
Like,
in the area. Just asking. I mean, nothing wrong with mini golf. I mean, since you're swinging balls and stuff, I mean, you might as well, have a little more of a atmosphere. Some drinks, and it's nighttime, and the lights are on, but okay, all right.
Anything could have been, but y'all go ahead, take it away, because I don't really have nothing, because there was nothing. I just didn't see it. I just did not see it. What is this?
Another pointless date. Another pointless date. Like I was saying at the beginning of the pod, that I really didn't see any really meaningful dates. You know what I'm saying? Only meaningful one I seen was Rose and the firefighter. That was the only one that seemed like it had some potential. But anything else, felt like just throwing people together and say hang out. And this date right here was yeah. Yo, Braden, what you got?
Man, listen, I cannot tell you a damn thing. Like, I mean, I took notes because this is what we do. So for Colby, she's action oriented. For Jay, he believes love is communication, loyalty, being having empathy or being empathetic, being there for your partner when they're going through something. I'm just like, I mean, we could all go get ice cream and have a more robust conversation about just the flavors we got. To be honest with you, and then so the sex matter to you, bruh. This is the 4th damn episode. What the hell? Did you think because you were swinging balls into holes that maybe the conversation can come up, and she had a good form because she knew how to hold on to some metal? Like, where did that come from? That's just me. But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, it was pointless as ever, and yeah, the conversation didn't seem to go anywhere. Yeah, this was another put together. Let's just go ahead and try to, this is like speed dating. Okay, so it's like, yeah, let's just hurry up and throw everybody together. Shots in, let's go. Even though it does take a few hours, and they're actually doing the date longer than what you guys actually see, doing some things, and that's it. But yeah, another just put together, another just thrown together, no real nothing, just that's it. So I think after this, the men basically meet up with Tommy.
I'm just here
in the
so I don't
vault.
get fined. It's crazy.
Exactly. Like, that's basically what it is. What else could it be?
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
just
so
we need to fill it.
Well, go. Hold on, we're gonna get to this in a second, because I was about to say, just do like what Sahara said and self-eliminate at this point. Some of y'all just go ahead.
I was surprised. I was surprised that she was that intelligent to say that out loud on national television. I'm like, wait a minute. This is coming from the person that said, "Up all of y'all." Then you come in as a cotton candy little playground elementary school girl. And then you say you want to self-eliminate? Oh, Lord Jesus. But yeah, you the one who burned the candle and buried the man. Okay, all righty. Moving on.
Yeah. So the guys are with Tommy. They go into the vault. They're talking. They're talking about their keeps. They're talking about the ones that they feel like who need to be in the bottom too. And of course, the bottom two is True and Sarah. Because one, the whole fact of right,
I've been
the
looking
faces. Look at True's face. Yeah.
I mean, it really looks like they're looking at each other for real. Like, hey, what the hell? Now, what the hell with you? Go
But
ahead, Gigi.
listen, I feel like they definitely need to be in the bottom two. The guys felt like they need to be in the bottom two because one, everybody felt like Sahara gives the homie vibes. She's over the top. She's more so like, hey, let's have fun. Let's go hang out and chill. Are you somebody that really I feel like I could bring him, around my mother? Can I introduce you to my family? Do I feel like you'd be somebody comfortable that I would take out into certain settings? No, you don't. So, they weren't comfortable. They feel like they want her to be softer. They want her to show them a different side of her to where she's, not as loud and, you know, over the top. She's too much. They want her to tone it down a bit. Now, with True, of course, the whole fact of it is, like they said, huh?
No, I was about to say, so you mean be very cutesy, very mindful, and very demure? Is that the behavior that you're saying that they want?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. We need to, yes. Just, yeah, just tone it back a little bit, and with True looking over there like, I know you didn't. Yeah. They're mad at the fact that, well, I'm not gonna say they're mad, but they felt the fact that she does one, the way that she comes in just hardcore and all top, just off the top, just rough and just very in a way it's disrespectful. Let's just put it out there and call it what it is. She's very disrespectful. Okay. And nobody's liking that. Your name is True, but you're showing that you definitely will lie and you will stir up things. Like you will set a scene to cause friction and problems where there needs to be none. And it's shown even when they were on the dates with so True met up with Khalil and Sahara met up with, was it Cam? I think Sahara met up with Cam. Yeah. So Cam's talking to Sahara. He's letting her know how the guys feel, and she's, honestly, she's not even listening. Let's keep it a buck. She's not listening. She is too off the wall of the fact that she's in the bottom two again, and guys are saying the same thing about her being the homie, and the fact that she just needs to tone it down. She's too much. She's too over the top. She's they want her to be softer. She just cannot understand because she's being herself. She's being soft when she's not understanding, like, hey, this is what's being said. Just go ahead and go work on it. Like, you're kind of showing why the things are being said about you, because right now it's trying to be explained to you what is being said. They're trying to give you feedback, and you are not even trying to understand what is being said to say, okay, well, I can see where you're coming from, right. Which sometimes that's hard to do. Like, we're human. It's hard for us to truly look at ourselves when people are saying something, even Correct. If it is multiple people saying the same thing over and over again. It I don't know, either it takes just a one person to say it, a certain person, and then it'll click. Sometimes it just takes time. Sometimes it never happens. But she's still taken aback at the fact that, she's even down at the bottom two again and what they're saying. And when it comes to True's not listening either, because the first thing, and I'm so glad that Khalil, they actually showed it, because at first they made it seem like when Khalil was saying, hey, the guys have a problem and feel that you are basically deceptive in a way, just because you're given fake numbers. And then she automatically went to Naeem, and And actually, he was saying some of the guys feel like you might not, be telling the truth, or when it comes to, your phone number, or, and before he could say anything else, of course, she broke out to it's Naeem, and, the whole madness. And she even asked Khalil, did I give you the wrong number? Which at that point, that's when we knew you're giving certain people the real number, but you're giving other people the fake number. So how can you get mad if someone's not calling or texting you when you know that you gave them a fake number? Because on
Correct.
some of these apps, you have to accept an incoming number that is unknown. You know what I'm saying? So if you really ain't paying attention, or you really haven't had this number call in, you're not going to get the call because you haven't accepted that number into the app.
And then the fact that you said it's privacy,
Yeah.
which is self-admission. So
Right. So it's like certain people can get your real number, certain people can't, but then you're mad. And the person that you're going after the hardest about not contacting you is the one you gave a fake number to. Like, make that make sense. It just doesn't compute. And then
no.
Khalil proceeded to state, also, when I asked you about your age, you gave an answer that was less than forthcoming. Like, it was almost like it was a secret. And that's when she also jumped in her defense, and was wanting to explain, like, oh, well, that doesn't mean nothing. You didn't ask. If you would have asked, I would have told you. And he's like, I did ask. And she just wasn't comprehending, like, he did ask, and he's letting you know that you did not give him your age. Like, she kept backtracking. First it was, yeah, I did this, yeah, I did that, but you didn't ask, but you did ask, but you didn't. So it's like, girl, like, where is the truth that in you? What are you talking about? This man is steady trying to tell you that he is, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of those men that had a problem. He was in the group, but you're still not understanding that. And when he's saying, like, she off top, she's like, okay, so what? The guys feel like I'm not ready to love. And he's like, no, you're not ready to love. And she's like, okay, well, when's the food coming? Like, girl, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You sitting there looking crazy. And, like, I don't I'm glad she's gone, honestly. I'm sorry, y'all. That right there, that whole scene just kind of, I was like, shit, I don't know which one's worse, her or Sahara. Which one needs to go?
Yeah,
I
it's
honestly thought it was
basically
going to be a twofer, because when Sahara said she's self-eliminated, I said, oh shit, we're going to get rid of two of them.
You know what? That is
But
very true, because that has happened before where it's been a double elimination. That's a very good point, GD.
yeah, so I thought that might have happened. But what did y'all think about that as a whole? Because that, I'm sorry, True kind of pissed me off. Like, girl, you're okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think she showed her ass, to be quite frank with you. And didn't really even have to take all that. If you would just own up to the fact of, and I'm sure Naeem would have understood, like, hey, listen, I would like to get to know you, but I also feel that my number is private, so cannot text you on Instagram. Like, if you meet somebody halfway, 10 times out of 10, they usually will match the energy. All people need is just a reasonable logic to me. And then Sahara, you should have self-eliminated, because you're going to come back on next episode, be 20 on 10, and then be back at the bottom too. But it's going to have to take the next episode after the men are up for elimination.
I really hated the way Truth handled the situation. I really did. I felt like, I thought she had a little more coof or a little bit more class than what she displayed. Very, very, very disappointing. Very disappointed on the way she handled that. One thing I must admit, the guys really held it down this episode as to the
Yes, they
fact
did.
of during the elimination process. You know, they were very informative with the ladies. You know, and they relayed very well what the guy said. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of times you can take that and run with it and become a better person. You know, and I feel like being ready to love is just not. It's not saying that you're perfect. You know what I'm saying? But in certain instance, you know what I mean, in that space, you know how you're going to react. You also want to try your best to give people grace along the way. You know what I'm saying? And I really don't feel like she's just in that space. She wants somebody to love her how she is without making any changes. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like she got a little work she need to do herself before, you know what I'm saying, she wants somebody to open the door to love her. Because if she gets somebody to love her where she's at right now, I feel like she'll settle. Personally, that's my personal opinion. But I feel like if she does the work on herself, get a better understanding of who she is, and listen to what the guys are actually saying and act like they're not coming at you. But like Gigi said, it's very difficult at times, you know, to take that kind of constructive criticism. You know, and sometimes I feel like somebody's attacking you or people are attacking you, but I really feel like they came from a good place. And Khalil did a
Yeah.
good job of talking to her and listening
Yes.
to her and also giving her great responses along the way.
Without question, because sometimes it's not just what you say; it's how you say it too. Um, and I'll say that I'll say
Exactly.
this because I've experienced this. Sometimes when you are in heated fellowship, it can feel like that person that's trying to speak to you. You feel like they're your opponent in the ring, but really that's just your knocked out mental seeing stars. So you're seeing only what your brain can comprehend. But once you get up and get yourself adjusted and you see they're squirting water in your mouth, it's like, oh, you're actually helping me in the ring, not fighting against me. But it feels like a punch though. So I feel like maybe True and Sahara need to work on that. That it's a difference between somebody being an opponent in the ring with you and being a coach in the ring with you.
Yeah, that's so true. And also the fact that one Sahara was able to move forward. True was eliminated. I feel like this is a time she's been given two chances. This is your second time in the bottom. Like, take these opportunities and what is the feedback that is being given to you and take it as a positive and not just see it as a negative. Like, you're ready to love and you should be. Um, as her and Cam were talking, it seemed like there was a connection between them that I didn't see before because Cam was definitely riding for her then and even said that he rides for her. And just as Stay Tuned said, we see it in the next
Yeah,
episode
we
that
do.
Cam's going to ride for her, you know, because again, next episode, it seems like it came out again that Sahara is a little bit too much. And people want her down in deliberation. And it did look like Fritz was trying to whisper to Jay about trying to eliminate Sahara. And that definitely made Fritz or Cisco and Cam very upset to the point to where it got heated in in the vault.
But the
And
craziest thing,
I don't know how many times have the guys had a you know, like there's been some sneaky stuff that have gone on, you know, in the chambers and stuff like that with the guys, but the guys normally don't get too rowdy, but it seemed like it could have actually went there.
I mean, I feel a curveball coming because if that was the next episode, we just had a guys deliberation this week. And the next episode, another guys deliberation. So usually it flip flop from men to women. So
Yes, correct.
are we gonna do it? And excuse me,
No, you're good.
as a curveball coming with the deliberation? Because It's supposed to be the women
That's a
time
very
to
astute point, Q. Very astute.
it's the woman time to deliberate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, very astute point. And why do I feel like Cam is the male version of Treasure and Sahara is the female version of Habibi? My man, my man, my man, my man.
I do.
Oh my goodness.
She do. Yeah.
What lies am I saying though, TT? Come on.
Oh, not
That's
the female
crazy.
version of Treasure, and she's the male version of Habibi.
What you want me to do?
Stay tuned said, this is why I feel the elimination process should be taken out of the hands of the cast members. Have a panel of relationship experts evaluate everyone's progress and have the final say. What do y'all think?
We've suggested that before. I've said that there should be judges auditions with the four of us, obviously, because we're the best to ever do it. And of course, for us to do the pre-show, after show, and the fan after show.
Hey, my Cameron.
But hey, welcome in. But I do like that because I do think having experts along the way is helpful. We talked about the golden jar of decisions and also the golden heart necklace of immunity. You know what I mean? For example, if the men are up, then the men compete for the golden locket of immunity. Whoever gets it cannot be eliminated. Then it's the same thing for the females. And then with the golden jar, it's like, all right, everybody has to put in their vote in this vote. And then we're all going to do an elimination right in front of each other. So everybody can see who is gone. Because that happens on The Bachelor and Bachelorette. When it comes down to the final roses. And I always thought it was redundant for Chris Harrison and for Jesse Palmer to say, this is the final rose. Because it's like, hey, guys, I don't know if you know this, but I think all of them can see that. And you're just saying that to heighten the scene for dramatic effect. But thank you for saying the obvious part out loud. But, it's still, the rose ceremony is still a huge part of, the Bachelor, Bachelorette. But I do agree with you, Stay Tuned reviews. There should be more. There should be more guardrails in place, or resources in place, rather, so that way, we don't have situations like this. I fully agree with you.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot coming into play with this, with the next episode. Seems like the season's starting to shape up. There's more coming. I feel like there are still some fillers coming. There's definitely this whole matchup of, I'm about to make up a word, unnecessariness, just unnecessary. Just, I don't know, but we're going to see what comes out of this. So now we're down true. We have, a few ladies left. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Like I said, it's shaping up. It's getting better. So let's go ahead and rate this episode. For me, I'm going to say out. So we're doing 1 out of 5, right? Or 1 out of 10?
1 out of 10, I believe. It was 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10, I think it was. Okay, so I'm going to give it a 7. Just because of the scenes where, like at Cameron's house, where everything was, kind of brought out, and the deep conversations that have been had, the truths that have come out. I just feel like this episode definitely shaped it a little bit better and made things a little more, it just, like I said, it took it from being surface level and it gave it a little more heat, a little more, you know what I'm saying? There's a little more heart into it now. Because I feel like people kind of was able to let out some truths that maybe they felt afraid to let out or felt like could be something that could be held against them. And the way that everything was received and there was no judgment, I really like that. So I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you, GJ. I think I would give it a 7 as well. And also too, I will give it a 7 for the fact that I think out of all of the episodes that I have seen since I've been with y'all since what, season 8, I think. Yeah, I think season 8 because I got, yeah, it was
I think it
season 8.
might have been 7. I think this is like a third season or something. Might have
Yeah,
been
so
7, but
so no, 7. My bad, my bad. But since I've been on with this great panel, um, this is one of the most breathable episodes I have seen. While there's not a lot of connections, there's a lot of room to breathe, and the storytelling feels organic where we could actually see the humanity in the show, because I feel like what we do best is we go beyond the show and showcase the humanity, but they did a really good job of just letting them be regular people and capturing it as it needed to be. So
I'm gonna probably throw y'all off on my score because I'm going 4. I'm gonna go 4 just for the reason being, I really didn't see any true connection being made, or even though any true, maybe one connection that was made, but the rest of it I feel like was fluff. I'm glad they had certain conversations to express themselves, and we got to see more personality and more people have been going through, you know what I'm saying, in their personal life that had gotten them up to this point. But I really just didn't see enough this episode. I really just didn't. I was, trust me, I was looking hard too. I was looking hard. I was really paying attention. I was paying attention. I was focused. You know, I watched the episode twice, and I was just really looking for more substance than that was giving. As to
right,
the fact of people being in relationships, or more than anything, some connections that are being made. So that's what the show is about, the connection that's being made. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really here for the drama. I really want um, a lot of people who are on the show, you know, to make those connections and show that real black love still exists and people know how to date and heal people. You know what I'm saying? Showing themselves in a form of health and strength. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we just too old for the drama if it ever comes to that. But I really want people to buckle down and to show, you know, to keep shining, you know, keep showing, spotlighting black folk successful and looking for love and showing themselves that they're ready for love. And also, even if you get eliminated, that does not say you are not ready to love. That's just saying your person is not here and you're not ready to love
exactly.
on the show. So uh, this episode was okay, you know, but I'm looking for, you know, next week.
so would you
No,
say
I
you
think
rated it, Q? What was your
Uh,
rating?
my ratings, I'm gonna give it a 4.
Of oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. She said,
hey,
ooh.
hey, it's still a rating. Okay, it's
oh,
still a rating. He
She said,
watched.
ooh.
It was, at
She
least
said,
it
ooh.
wasn't a 1. You know what I mean? It was some
She
interesting.
said,
but
ooh.
shoot.
I said I was gonna shake up the room on that one, but I really thought about it. I was like, didn't do it for me this episode. It didn't.
Listen, and
So
I feel you. I agree because there was no connection. Like I said, the only thing, and you know what? Thinking about it, yeah, 7 is a little bit too high. I think I'm kind of over here with with Stay Tuned, and it's not about Deanna's booty. Like I said on mine, it's just the whole, you know,
I'm
where
gonna
I
tell
mean,
you.
hey, that's a great part of it. But I'm saying
Mm,
the point of them being able to get so, personal and actually kind of open up the way that they did, and for it to be
mhm,
received the way it was, the respect that was shown for what everyone's going through.
mhm.
Yes, Rose's feminine energy definitely made it better,
Yeah,
but then you
yeah,
have true intentions
being true,
and
exactly.
her true self come out, and that definitely took it down. So I definitely stay tuned. I definitely agree with you on that.
And that
It does
whack
take it
pool
down
party.
to a 6.
it wasn't that bad.
That pool party was whack. That
It was
pool
packed.
party was
Look,
packed.
look, I would rather have them dunking than screaming,
That
if
pool
you know
party
what I
was.
mean. Okay, the
Listen, they
tone
was
was respectful and
listen.
there
That
was
Yeah,
pool,
pool.
holding.
it
Nobody
just
looked like
seemed
an
like it was
auntie
too
or an
cold
uncle.
for the pool party. Okay, let's just say it was way too cold for that. You could see that the air was not. They finna have pneumonia now.
And
We,
then ain't
we,
nobody eating. No, did anybody eat a burger, a hot dog, or something?
I
Nobody
didn't
ate
even
none of
see
that.
anybody eat anything. There was, yeah.
I'm with y'all on that they overdressed, yes, but at least they were dressed to some degree. They weren't dressed like an auntie out here or an uncle. Like we y'all, they made it to 10 seasons. You know, we said that it should be in Vegas, but we can't get all what we want. You know what I mean? It would be nice to see maybe Jalen Hurts, make an appearance because they are Super Bowl champions. But this was taped, a while back. But we listen, we gotta take what we can get. But I do love the breakdown of Stay Tuned Reviews commentary. He said it was the sight of the booty and the feminine energy that made it 8 for me. But then True Things brought it back down to a 6. Let me tell you something. Those Karen people are having such a good time with Deanna. I promise you. They're like, this might be the best season I've ever worked on. I mean, it ain't just thick down south. I mean, this is a Philly cheesesteak on a woman. I gotta tell you something.
Crazy. Philly cheesesteak on a woman is crazy.
Right, is madness. Listen,
It's
so
crazy. Philly
listen, so we
cheesesteak.
reviewed the entire. He said, "Listen." Anyway, we're moving on.
Listen, wait, have they ever filmed in Chicago? Ready to Love?
I don't think so.
That would be like a thick woman from Chicago having a deep dish owner. Okay, it was right there. What was I supposed to do? Hey, my thoughts. Welcome in.
All right, y'all. This has been the review. We've definitely covered the entire show. Can't wait for next week, see what happens, because it seemed like there was a lot of tension brewing going on. There's a lot of revelations about where everyone stands with the relationship and each other.
Yes, they are doing
And
Detroit.
then the standoff in the vault with the guys. So
Yeah.
let's see how that all plays out. Stay tuned says nope, no Chicago season. I don't know. Are they doing Detroit?
Yes, let me hang on. Let me go to lightheartedentertainment.com real quick. Because that's the production company that produces it with Will Packer.
Well, while he's looking it up, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe to all of our channels.
Yes.
Yes. Make sure that you are with us every Saturday for the review for Ready to Love. Soon we will be back with the Never Ever Mets, which is coming out back in April. But right now, make sure that you like. So is season 11 coming in Detroit?
Yes, so I'm on the casting website now for lightheartedentertainment.com. It says Ready to Love Detroit now, casting Detroit, Michigan singles, Ready to Love. Are you a Detroit-based single professional between the ages of 30 and 50 who is still searching for that special someone? So yes, they are filming in Detroit. And by the way, if you want to see a sneak peek, shout out to GG9. On my channel, you will see the only preview. That teaser that was in the last Ready to Love, you will see that on my channel. And Gigi, I did tag you first in the title because you know how I'm not
appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. So listen, stay tuned reviews. Listen, we might get some Cadillac Escalades on the show. Okay. Big body. Total package. All the not amenities, but all the benefits package, like the top tier, the premium package, you know what I mean? So might be some women that can put on that super cruise option. You understand? Okay, we
super cool.
So my thoughts, everybody on the panel, I'm a Queen's Tea with Gigi Nan. Of course, we have Braylon Lee and we have Q. Q, have you started your channel up yet?
It's coming. Got a lot of stuff going on.
Listen, it's still in the works. Still some cool work. So when it's there, everybody will be. You guys will be the first to know.
Absolutely. We will.
Absolutely. But yeah, this has been the review for Ready to Love. We thank everybody for being with us. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see y'all back here again next week.
Love y'all very much. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.